Hi students, I am Fazli Amin and today I'll teach you the physical pharmacy. The course code is PCU 308, which is a 3 credit hour course, which is chapter number 3 of our syllabus, and that includes 4 topics, which is number 1, maceration, percolation, large scale extraction, and liquid extraction. This is the first lecture of this topic. And the main objective of this first lecture is to learn about the history of the medicinal extraction, the basic concept about the extraction process, important terminologies used in the extraction process, and the sole purpose of the extraction. So I'm sure after listening and understand this lecture, the student will be able to know about the history of the medicinal extraction, the basic concept about the extraction process, its terminologies, and the purpose of the extraction. The history of extraction. So, in the 2nd century, the Greek physician named Galen isolate and separate the active constituents from different parts of the plants and use it for the treatment of various diseases. These preparations were popularly called the Galenicals and still named as the Galenicals. The first question arises in our mind is what is extraction? So, what is extraction? So if it is a simple technique, simple separation technique, so we have in pharmaceutical field we have different separation technique like filtration, centrifugation, distillation, precipitation, crystallization. So why we need the extraction? So in coming lectures, we will discuss the extraction process in detail. So students, before jump directly to the topic, which is extraction process, we should know some of the important terminologies which are used in the extraction process. And these includes these terminologies. These are the crude drug, menstruum, mark, comminution, expression, sogslit, thimble, extractant, extragent, contusion, grinding, tinctures, and fluid extracts. So now we will discuss one by one. So listen carefully and write down your notes. So what is a crude drug? Crude drugs are naturally occurring substances obtained from the plant, animal, or mineral source. Plant source includes whole plant or its parts like stem, leaves, buds, flower, etc., or its derived substances. And same with the animal source. So crude drugs means plants or animals or its parts or any part is used as a raw form or which have not been processed except the drying and size reduction for medicinal purpose directly or indirectly or generally we say for the treatment of any diseases. So the second one is menstruum. So what is menstruum? Menstruum is the selective solvent or the combination of solvent which is in the extraction process, and this is known as the menstruum. Number third is a mark, and the mark is the residue left behind after the extraction of the desired constituents is called the mark, or the inert fibrous or the other insoluble material remaining after extraction. The fourth one is comminution. So what is comminution? So comminution is a general term for various processes used to reduce the size of the crude drug. The next one is expression. So the expression is separation of the menstruum containing the dissolved active pharmaceutical ingredients from the mark after extraction process by applying force or squeezing. Or we can also say that expression is the physical act of applying pressure to squeeze out oils or juices from the plants. So this was normally achieved with the tincture press. This is one of the tool, or this is one of the apparatus, this tincture press. So we usually use this tincture press for the expression purpose. Number six is Sogslet. Uh, the hot continuous extraction is called the Sogslet. Number seven is thimble. Thimble is the strong filter or porous bag used to place or retain the finely grounded crude drug placed in the Sogslet apparatus. So thimble is a porous bag. Number eight is extractant, and extractant is a term used for the selected solvent after heating and its vapors after condensing and drips or pass into the thimble containing the crude drug. The next one is number nine is extragen, and extragen is the term used for the organic solvent or menstruum used for the extraction of medicinally active constituents. The density of the extragens must be differ from water and should have minimum viscosity than water. The next one is contusion or bruising. Uh, it is the process of reducing the drug to a small particle, but not to fine powder by striking it with several times. 11. Grinding. This is general term usually used to reduce a substance to a fine powder. Number 12 is tinctures. Tinctures is an alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solution achieved by extraction process of vegetable part or chemical substances with alcohol 15% to 80% or hydroalcohol menstruum. The last one is fluid extracts. So the fluid extract is a pharmacopoeia liquid preparation of plants or vegetable drugs made by percolation, and that contains alcohol as a solvent or preservative or both. So the fluid extract of each ml contains therapeutic constituents of 1 gram of standard crude drug that it represents. So this is all about the important terminologies which we will use in a future lecture and in future topics. The sole purpose of the extraction. So the first one is the sole purpose of extraction is to obtain, separate and isolate the desired single pure molecule which is therapeutically active from the crude drug and eliminate the inert or undesirable material which we call the mark by treating with the selective solvent, and this selective solvent as we discussed in the previous slide, it is called the menstruum. The second purpose of the extraction is to check and analyze the qualitative and quantitative composition of the various components of the extracts. Thirdly, we say that it is also used for the isolation and characterization of therapeutically active chemical constituents in the modern medicine. Is to isolate the maximum active drugs from those seasonal plants or herbs which are not available in other seasons. The last one is the active pharmaceutical ingredients after extraction from the crude drug in the form of solids, semi-solids, or powder retain its efficacy, potency, and safety for longer time. So we can store these extracts for the longer time. So we can use it any time. So, dear students, I'm sure that this lecture will help you in future lectures of the extraction process. So, thank you very much for your interest. If you want to read some other books, so the reference book which I have taken this lecture are the Remington Pharmaceutical Sciences. The second one is Introduction to Drugs and Pharmacy, the ninth edition, and the third one is American Pharmacy. So it will help you